So here's the biggest mistake we make. We expect our partner to be psychic, to be a clairvoyant, to know what we're feeling, to know what we're thinking, and to know what we need. And I see many people do this. What's wrong? Nothing? You seem a bit upset. Nope, I'm fine. Everything in your body language is saying, I'm upset, but you expect your partner to know why you're upset when you haven't even told them. You know, I had a situation many years ago. My father was ill. He'd had a surgery and he nearly died under anesthetic, so they had to do it again. And there was a big chance he wouldn't survive. And I had to call him and effectively say goodbye to him. And I was psyching myself for this call, and I was very emotional. And then when I picked up the phone, my then partner just left and went to play golf. I'm like, wow, he is not my partner anymore. I'm feeling vulnerable, sad, and emotional. And his response is to go and play golf. What a cold, mean, horrible, nasty person. When he came back, I said, how could you do that? He went, oh, I thought you'd really appreciate being left alone, because me, if I was about to have that conversation with my dad and I'd be tearful as a man, I wouldn't want anyone around. So I left you as an act of kindness to cope with your grief without being humiliated. So you see what went on there? He did what a man would do, and I wanted to do what a girl would do. And there's a disconnect. And in all of these disconnections, you go, he doesn't care, she doesn't care, they don't care, when really they're doing what they think you want them to do, or what they would like you to do to them. So the first thing is to understand, is your partner doing what they think you want them to do? Because that's what they want you to do to them. The second is to not think, well, if they are doing that, they're doing it to hurt me. They've forgotten my birthday, they don't care. They bought me a really cheap gift and that's all I mean to them. They're not celebrating the way I want to celebrate. And the only way you can get this mistake to go away is to really set up a dialogue. So sit down with your partner and talk. Because you know what I see happen? People go, he's not the right person. She's not the right person. They don't meet my needs. They don't know what I want. They don't understand me. You know what they do? Upgrade them. Swipe left. Get someone new. We get rid of people like we get rid of our phone. And it's so easy to start again, but all my clients that do that say, you know what happened? I got a new partner, and the same problems happened with a new one. They were just as bad as the last one, just as unthinking, just as uncaring, just as insensitive. And I'm like, oh, do you think there's a pattern here? Do you know for most people, not all, but for most, it's actually easier to make an existing relationship better, to make an existing relationship work, than to go for a new one. So please don't make this mistake. Early in a relationship, don't pretend, I like what you like. Don't say, oh, I'll keep that to myself. Tell people what you want. It doesn't work, even early on. Tell them what your needs are. Tell them what your desires are. Tell them what you want. Tell them what you need. Be honest about your feelings. When someone disappoints you, say, you know, I'm disappointed. I was upset. I was hurt by. Don't say you made me feel unimportant. You forgot. You didn't. When you are always late to pick me up, I know you don't care about me. Rather than, I know you care about me. And if you could just pick me up on time, I would feel even more cared about. And here's where the thought that counts really goes wrong. Many people think, I buy my partner a washing machine. She said she wants one. I buy her a sewing machine. I buy her a vacuum cleaner. Domestic appliances are not gifts for Christmas or birthday. One of my clients bought his wife a subscription to the sports channel, saying, you know, I thought you might find some yoga classes on there. She's like, no, you're going to find lots of football. That's not a gift that I want. You can have that gift, but you still need to get me a gift. So the thought counts when you think what your wife would really want or your husband would really want, and don't make it any kind of domestic appliance unless they've told you, I would love a lawnmower for Christmas. If they haven't told you that, don't get them a power washer unless you know they really want one, especially for women. Appliances are work, they're not gifts. Unless they say, I'd love that dishwasher for Christmas, don't even go there. And of course, underneath that fear of, I don't want to tell you what I really want, I don't want to share what I really need in case you reject me. Because of course our greatest fear is being rejected. When you can't show someone who you are and can't have the relationship you want because you're not being yourself, you end up rejecting yourself. Nobody can reject you without your consent. And if the person you would reject you because you are sharing your needs, they're not your person. The right person will never reject you. In fact, they'll go out of their way to understand your needs because you've had the confidence to express them so nicely, so eloquently, with the knowledge that you are worthy of expressing your needs and having them met. And your partner, of course, is worthy of expressing their needs and having them understood and mostly met. Check out my next video here. Your thoughts control your feelings. Your feelings control your actions. And your actions control your events. Or you could say your thoughts dictate your feelings. You take away the source of the pain, and the pain is like